Hey, how's everybody doing today? This is Jesse Cooksey, and today I'll be giving you a brief history of Texas Instruments. Now, Texas Instruments, as most of you may know, is a manufacturer of calculators. This little TI-84 Plus pictured here is one of their more popular sellers. It's used within the classroom today, and it's a really great item. It's actually revolutionary, though, in that it was the first electronic device that really allowed students to knock off a little bit in classroom and get away with it. It was the first electronic device that looked and felt like an educational instrument, but in fact, as we know, all kids used it for was games because it was absolutely incredible way to waste some time in class and get through the day. But believe it or not, the company is actually known for more than this great advance in technology. The early foundation of this company really began in 1930. At that time, they were incorporated as Geophysical Services. GSI, as it was known, was an oil exploration company. And what they would do is they would have contracts to pretty much go out and find good drill spots for the oil companies that we so love today. But their history began to change really with World War II. Excuse me. What happened in World War II was basically the military was just handing out money left and right, and they decided that they could utilize geophysical services by transitioning their seismic detection devices into sonar. And so that's exactly what they did. They gave Texas Instrument a huge military contract, or geophysical services at that time gave them a huge military contract, and let them go at it. In 1951, the company was officially renamed Texas Instruments after it was bought in 1941, right before World War II broke out. That's also one of the reasons why the company started changing direction. It was bought by a different group of individuals, and they kind of moved it that way. But the defense contracts were really kind of the fiscal inspiration of that move. But anyways, World War II had a huge effect on this company. It really transitioned them just from a domestic seismic detection firm to really a pretty large military developer. Some of the stuff they're known for, like I previously mentioned, you have the sonar here. You also have some of the stuff they did later. You have a laser-guided bomb. This is the Texas Instruments Bolt 117. And it was used, I believe, throughout Vietnam. It was used pretty popular there. It was one of the first laser-guided weapons, and it's a huge advance to our military. But that's not the only thing. They made quite a few advances. Many of them actually translated into the domestic market as well. Some of these consumer products include the first transistor radio in 1954 and the first handheld calculator in 1967. Now, both of these products may look insanely outdated, archaic, but in reality at that time they were extremely revolutionary. Take, for example, the calculator. Granted, like I said, these things look completely outdated, but if you consider the fact that 10 years previously, something that could do similar calculations would take really hours of time just to get the information put in. There would not be a digital readout. The thing would be the size of a room. I mean, the advances that took place over that 10-year period were, absolutely amazing. And really what caused this to be able to happen, what caused that massive old calculator to be shrunk into such a small handheld device was really the invention of the integrated circuit. And believe it or not, you can also thank Texas Instruments for that. The integrated circuit was actually invented in 1958 by Jack Kilby. And this invention really revolutionized our world. What the integrated chip is, it's a microchip. And it allowed for pretty much 100 times more processing in a 100 times smaller of a package. And even the microchips then, they've even gotten smaller now. The fact that you're able to watch this video right now is a testament to what Jack Kilby really did for us. Whether you're using a smartphone, laptop, iPod, PC, Mac, whatever, the fact that you're able to watch this video is due to his innovation. And I must emphasize, the integrated circuit is probably one of the greatest advancements in electronic technology, hands down. But I will say this: Jack Kilby was not alone in his invention of this. I mean, he did do a lot of the work himself, but IBM and other competitors to Texas Instruments actually had invented a microchip around the same time. But because Kilby and Texas Instruments were the first ones to make it to the patent office, they're really the only ones we care about at this point. But that being said, Texas Instruments is known for quite a bit of other things. Other inventions they're known for is, as you see here on the left, the single chip microcomputer. It was invented in 1971 by Texas Instruments, and I don't believe this is actually an original, this picture here on the left, but it is a later model. Probably the generation of microcomputer that you're most familiar with of this type is the Commodore 64. Many of you may not know what that is, but at least for my generation, I'm somewhat familiar with it. I was never personally involved, never actually used one, but I know the name, and I've seen one here and there. Other things they're noted for is the Speak and Spell. They were the first ones to come up with a speech synthesis hardware, a little chip that enabled the Speak and Spell to really come out and become as predominant as it was. And again, this is another one of those revolutionary technologies because it allowed children from really the age of 5 on to spell out and hear a computer say whatever dirty words you really wanted to enter into it. So, again, very worthwhile technology. But Texas Instruments is really known for quite a bit of things. It's impossible to list it all because the company today manufactures over 60,000 different products for consumer, industrial, military, electronics. I mean, it's insane the amount of things that Texas Instruments puts out today. They're actually also one of the world's largest producers of semiconductors today, believe it or not. So if you're ever in the market for a semiconductor, look at Texas Instruments. I highly recommend them. But anyways, to wrap this thing up, I would have to say that really in the late 20th century, TI's innovation is almost reminiscent of Apple today. They went in and really changed the market in regards to what we expect and what we were really involved with. Without the innovations of TI, we wouldn't have this huge consumer computer culture that we have today because computers before the invention of the integrated circuit were just too expensive, too bulky. They weren't practical. But with this invention, it really enabled the computer to hit mass markets and get us to where we are today. But really, in the end, I can't wait to see what other advances emerge from this company and others like it in the future. And who knows? We're in the digital age now. Can't wait to see what's next.